Hi, Greg Russell, NBC Detroit. Hi,
Hi,
Tom.
Greg. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Most excellent.
Good. Good to see you again. Welcome back to my basement. Glad to have you here.
The world headquarters of all that you survey. I think it's great, man.
There you go. There you go. And I thought about this. You remember there's that old line from Hollywood, never work with kids or animals. Well, of course, in this one, you've got your dog, and then you've got the robot who's like a kid because you've got to teach him.
Yeah.
But however, it all blended very well, didn't it?
That dog, little Sheamus, started off as an intimidating professional dog. You know,
hmm
could do the behaviors. Don't call them tricks. The handlers don't like it when they're called tricks. He could do the behaviors, and they were sophisticated.
Right.
Kind of amazing that they can get a dog to figure that stuff out. But when I picked up a tennis ball and he looked at me like, "You gonna throw that?" And then I threw it, and then he brought it back, dropped it, literally dropped it right there. Says, "You gonna throw it again?" That's not a professional relationship. That's a personal one between a guy and a dog, and it was fabulous. And we were able to carry along from that with a lot of affection and respect.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, you could just tell everybody was just, working so well together. And then even like your character Finch, he's on this mission that a lot of times when we're on a certain trail, he wanted to follow it through and through no matter what, through hell or high water, to which I think we did see hell and high water in this movie. He did
A
his
lot of
best to make it through.
Yeah, there is a quest here that it started too early, so it's not quite ready to do it. So it's not like sent off with orders from the president of the United States. It's like, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. And there isn't a single one of us who hasn't had that moment in our lives. We say, I ain't ready, but we got to get on with this. And that's a great divider between it because no one is ready to go. Specifically, Jeff does not know enough to go yet. They needed another couple of weeks in order to process all the stuff in the encyclopedias and all the manuals, but also just to say, hello, how are you? Here's how you one comport yourself. So it is like he's got a toddler in an RV and a dog. And if you think that's the recipe for an ideal road trip, man, are you wrong? Ain't nobody wants to have a dog and a toddler, one or the other, you might not even a toddler, you never want that. So the give and take of all of this stuff, and I can't give enough credit to Caleb Landry Jones, who was on the set every day in this monstrous robot garb, who was always giving me something that was unexpected, wonderfully unprepared for, and unique every single day. So I think this by the end of the movie, you say, hey, that's not an RV to be. That's not a bad RV to be in. That might be kind of fun, as a matter of fact. I wish I was on this road trip.
And you know what? And also it hit home because when I talked to Miguel, he told me you guys, shot the movie before the pandemic. But however, after the pandemic, you're watching this movie, and trust me, there are plenty of times I was here at home talking to the cat and to my retro Lost in Space robot. I mean, you just get into these things. So I think a lot of folks are going to watch it and identify with it.
It's a funny thing because the difference is that over the course of the last 19, we were waiting for things to settle so we could go back and do things like be in a room with a bunch of friends and go out to eat and hug our friends at church and stuff like that. Finch doesn't have that luxury. The world out there is pretty scary, well, except maybe not so much at the end of the movie. But you're right. There is recognizable, surprisingly recognizable human behavior there. That if you had told us when we were making this movie 2 years ago, that, hey, guess what's going to happen between now and then? Uh, Worldwide conflagration, pandemic, lockdowns, great divides in society, and yet things will still continue on and make a move towards normal. We would have said, "Hey, let's make that movie." that movie sounds fantastic. Might be harder to pull off than the one we're doing right now, as a matter of fact, and that would have been.
Absolutely. Tom, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much. And my wife Rita told me to tell you hello. You have something?
Hey, when's your wife's Rita's birthday? Mine's coming up in a few days.
Mine's April 14th. Hers is April 14th, I should say. But
Dude,
happy
you
birthday.
came right through with the knowledge of that. Good for you.
How you like that? Well, happy
Smart.
birthday to your Rita.
My best to yours.
All right, Tom. Thanks as always. Look forward to having you back in the basement again soon.
Good to see. I love everything from Batman, Darth Vader, and Audrey Hepburn and Charlie Chaplin. That's a good mix back there.
You got it. And one more quick one, your buddy and mine, Paul McCartney and myself, which I love.
You've covered all the bases.
There you go. Tom, thanks again.